Hi, this is Tom Wood. I would like to talk about surveillance. Now, surveillance have been for years, or if not for generations, viewed upon as something that is unnecessary or evil, or somebody spying on me, paranoia and fear related. Big Brother, George Orwell, etc. This is almost this mindset of fear and paranoia from surveillance and from GPS tracking or microchipping don't have to be like that. You don't have to be a paranoia. You don't have to be that sort of fear related to this issue. We can all change this, because we can change it. We can change it. It is opportunity we can change it. So it says we can change it. Something better, something supportive, something good for all. We will change it. Something good for all. So we have all this new equipment, like cameras, GPS, tracking devices, microchipping, and like electronic Visa cards are being registered. I was in this shop, I was in this shop, I was in this gas station, I was in this supermarket. And if companies, when I sit on my Google, sit on my internet screen at home, and I would Google snowboard for beginners. I would like to start learning how to snowboard, and I would like to purchase myself a snowboard for beginners. Or this special type of snowboard that is like flexible so and so and bendable there and there, and so the special design snowboard that I have investigated. Now, for people in Finland or Germany or Italy or United States to know what kind of snowboard I want, they would have to be given that information from me, searching for those questions. What type, or say for instance I want a hemp shirt. I want a shirt made of hemp, and for that, when I type that into Google or in the search engine, that I want a hemp shirt, a long sleeve hemp shirt. When I type that in, that company in the United States or in Canada or Britain that produces and manufactures these shirts must be given that information that I'm Googling for that, because then they can supply that shirt, then they can supply those groceries, those products to me where I'm at. That could be available to me. Microchipping of humans have already started as a testing project in Sweden and other countries, I presume, and in Australia also I've seen it, and as testing, and people microchip their pets, their cats and dogs. Now, they don't microchip their pets and dogs to be evil or mean to their pets and dogs. Far from it. They do it because they love them, because they don't want them to get lost. Now, I've seen a survey from some police information center or something like that, saying that in Europe each year 1 million children go missing each year. 1 million children go missing, end up in trafficking, sex slavery, other forms of slavery, dead, drug addicted, etc. 1 million children end up missing in Europe each year. I cannot emphasize how much that is. That's 1 million children. So, microchipping would solve and put the end to kidnapping, would put the end to people missing, people going missing, people being kidnapped, or people missing and ending up in those kinds of relations. If we all could have a microchip under our hands or under somewhere in our bodies that is comfortable and doesn't hurt us. If we all could have that little microchip, we wouldn't have to have fear of somebody kidnapping us, or going missing on a hiking, or missing from school and between school and home, and sort of kidnapping or trafficking wouldn't be that sort of big danger in society if we were and child trafficking and trafficking in general, and all sorts of missing children and missing people would be deleted. We would have that problem no more, because then we could, okay, she is in this car, she's in this town. We could track them down and find and you know, and deal with these offenders, deal with these abusers. So yeah, that is one side of it. That is one side of it. So microchipping, GPS data, Visa card, MasterCard, Guinness card tracking. All these things can be cool and supportive if we let them. If we let them be cool and supportive, we can turn this coin around and say that this has been paranoia and feared for generations and generations and generations. And yes, there have been many violations, but if we're going to evolve, if we're going to change as humanity, we need to get over this big paranoia, this big fear that some big brother and behind some computer screen can see whatever I'm doing. We have to have to get across that fear. That could be a major task for very many people. But we have to move across that. We have to evolve from that. If we're going to evolve as human beings, if we're going to melt the tanks, the bombs and the guns, we need to evolve from that, and move on from that, and see what could be supportive within this. So let's embrace surveillance for what it is, and if we do that, I am so sure that we will go. I can guarantee that we are going to see some huge changes within society where we live, and they will evolve probably more transparency, living income guarantee, etc., etc. Companies must be given the information that they need to. I mean, like, if they're going to have they're going to have as companies to have phone service for them. They cost a lot of money to call for phone service of people, and people that make toothpaste, or shirts, or snowboards, or books, or whatever they're making. How can they know what the market is? Especially in France and South Africa, they need this type of school material, or this types of books, or this types of whatever equipment or product you can mention, really. And when somebody types in a light bulb, I need a light. What's a question about light bulb? They ask a question about light bulb and how to start something within electricity and manufacturing of light bulbs in France or in China or Singapore, and those companies that make and produce those light bulbs must then be given information, because then they can more easily be there and be ready to promote their service, to promote their product to these clients. This is some of the strength of capitalism that we want to maintain. Now, words in documents, letters on papers, online, they are nothing but words, letters and numbers. Letters and numbers, that's all they are. And if people want to read a newspaper, or want to read a document, or want to read a patent, or want to read something or study something, I mean, who is there to stop them from, I mean, it's just letters and numbers, that's all it is. There's nothing to be afraid of, really. So let's embrace surveillance, and let's stop the crime and the hate, and you know, I wouldn't mind being microchipped as a test, or in general. I wouldn't fear that too much, because it is a part of the evolving as humans, as putting into stopping the crime and preventing people from going missing. I mean, like 1 million children go missing in Europe each year, and that is a lot of people lying dead in ditches, blah 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 blah, mafia, crime, corruption, governments. We need to evolve from this, and open and available. So investigate living income for find other solutions to world problems and poverty issues and so on and so forth. Yeah, let's embrace surveillance. Thank you very much for listening.